Good morning, children. In our last class, we discussed about power. We discussed about potential energy and kinetic energy. Let me have a quick recap of that. And potential energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its position or a shape. For example, just take a bow and arrow. When it is given in a textbook also, in a bow and arrow, when a bow is rest on a arrow is rest on a bow, does not do any work. When stretches, automatically it does work. So this shows when the shape of that object is changed, a work is done. So the energy possessed by that object due to its motion and due to its shape is said to be a potential energy. So potential energy, to lift the object against the gravity, we have to use our force. So you are using your force to change the position, and when it comes back with greater speed, it comes due to acceleration due to gravity. So potential energy is taken as W is equals to F into S, where F is taken as mg and h is the displacement is a h. So potential energy equals to mgh. And what is the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its motion is said to be a kinetic energy, and kinetic energy is equals to half mv square. Energy, capacity to do work is said to be energy. Work is said to be done when object moves certain distance by applying the force is said to work is said to be done. And units of work are Newton meter or a joules. Newton meter or joules. What is the power? The next topic is power. Rate of doing work is said to be a power. To describe the power, it is given a simple example. Rahim wanted to make some repairs in the first floor of his building. He brought 100 bricks as advised by the mason. A laborer was asked to shift these bricks from ground floor to the first floor. The laborer completed the work shifting bricks to the first floor 1 hour and asked 150 rupees for the work. Next day, the mason asked Rahim to bring 100 bricks more to complete the repair work. Rahim brought another 100 bricks and assigned the work of shifting bricks to some other laborer. He completed the work and demanded 300 rupees. For completing the assigned work, Rahim said that he paid 150 to the laborer the day before. But laborer argued that he worked more hours, hence he was eligible for more money. Whose argument is correct? It is the work done in two cases same. Why there is a change in the rate of doing work? In the above example, the amount of work done is same in both the cases, but the time taken to complete the work is different. This means the rate of doing work is different. A stronger person, in a first case mentioned example, may do certain work in a relatively less time compared to the another person. Similarly, a powerful machine can do a assigned work to a relatively shorter time compared to the other machine. We'll talk about the power of machines like motorbikes, motorcycles, pumping motors, etc. The speed at which these machines do the work is a basis for their classification. Power is a measure of rate of doing work. That is how fast or how slow a body moves. Now power is defined as rate of doing work. Power is nothing but rate of doing work, and power is denoted with the letter P. P is equals to W by T. W is a work, T means time. Time can be read as rate of doing work. Okay. Now comes to the units of a power. Kilowatts, watts are the units of a power. Unit of power is watt. Unit of work is joule. Unit of power is watt. Sources of energy. A source of energy which one has to provide adequate amount of energy in a convenient from a longer period of time. What is a good source of energy? We will have the renewable sources and non-renewable sources. Okay, that which is easy to use, store and transport. The cheap and easily available, and that does a large amount of work per unit volume or a unit mass of the source. What is the source of energy to cook the food? What is the source of energy to ride your vehicle? What is the source of energy to run a thermal power plant? We use LPG, kerosene, wood, petroleum, coal, etc. sources of energy for doing the above mentioned works. These sources of energy are known as fuels. Where do we get most of these fuels? And we know that most of the fuels can be obtained from the earth crust, and these fuels are known as fossil fuels. Already in the 8th standard it has discussed coal and petroleum are known as fossil fuels because they are obtained from the organic matter, okay, dead matter. How these fossil fuels formed? Plants, animals and other living organisms after the death got buried under the soil due to floods and other natural disasters for a longer time. During a course of time, more soil, mud and rock sediment deposit over them. Due to absence of oxygen, high pressure, heat and action of bacteria, this organic matter converts into fossil fuels. What could be the main source of energy which help us to form a fossil fuels? We know that plants and animals grow using solar energy. Solar energy was trapped into organic matter through a natural process millions of years ago. Do you think that fuels get exhausted if we use them continuously? Yes. And the fuels which are exhausted after using continuously, they are called non-renewable sources, and the fuels which can be got back again, such sources are called as a renewable sources. In that, solar energy is a renewable source of energy. Sun is the main source, and from that solar energy is absorbed by the plants and prepare their food, and eating that plants will grow we will get energy, and that energy used to do so many works. Here one form of energy is transferred into the so many forms. Solar cells converts a sunlight into electrical energy. Solar cell is made up of sandwiching a silicon boron layer and silicon arsenic layer. This cell can trap a little amount of electricity. Hence, a large number of cells are joined together to form a solar panel. Biomass. What is the renewable source of energy, Amma? The energy source which can be get back again. Such sources are called renewable sources. And first example is solar energy, solar cell. Next, biomass. The material obtained in the bodies of plants and animals is called biomass. And the fuel obtained from that is said to be a biomass or a bioenergy. So, biogas is a renewable source of a energy. It can be produced mainly from cow dung, sewage, crop residues, vegetable waste, etc. So it contains about 65% of methane and widely used as a fuel for cooking. The slurry obtained as a byproduct left in the biogas plant after the biogas is cleaned up, it can use as a manure, which is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. So what is a biogas? Biogas is a renewable source and it obtained from cow dung, sewage, crop residues and organic vegetable waste. And from continuously it is buried and it is kept under the low pressure. So a gas develops and we will say that is a biogas. With that, and the leftover product can be used as a manure which is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. Next, energy from source. We will have the tidal energy and geothermal energy. During a high tides, the water from the sea can be sent into the reservoir of their barrage and turn turbines. The turbines then turn the generators to produce electricity. So, what is the use of a sea water? During the high tides, this water is pushed. The energy from the sea can be mainly used for tidal energy and ocean thermal energy. So, in that it pushes the reservoir water into the reservoir and barrage and run the turbines, and turbine generate the electricity. Now comes to the wind energy. Moving air is called wind. Wind has a energy. The energy of a wind is called originated by using the windmills. A windmill consisting of big fan like a blades fixed to the tall poles of a higher places, so they can rotate freely when the wind blows. A dynamo is attached to the shaft of the blades. So the mechanical energy produced by the rotating windmill will be converted into electrical energy by dynamo. So what through the windmills, wind help us to move the turbines and turbines will generate the electricity. So whatever the windmill which converts electrical energy into wind energy into electrical energy is nothing but a dynamo. Which device will convert wind energy into electrical energy amma? A dynamo is a device which sends electrical energy into tidal energy, wind energy into a electrical energy. And electrical energy produced by these windmills is free, pollution free. Okay, now comes to the next type of energy, atomic energy. Atomic energy is also known as nuclear energy. The physical reaction which involves changes in the nucleus of atom is called nuclear reaction. The energy released during the nuclear reaction is called nuclear energy. And the nuclear energy can be obtained by two ways, nuclear fusion and nuclear fission. Nuclear fusion, the process in which heavy nucleus of radioactive element like uranium split into smaller light nucleus when bombarded with the energy of 3 neutrons. Energy of neutrons is called nuclear reaction. Elements like uranium, what happens, it undergoes and splits into a smaller nuclei when bombarded with when reacted with a neutron, and this process is known as a nuclear fission. The energy in the form of heat and the energy it is used to produce electricity is called power plants in India. The nuclear power plants are situated in Tarapur, Ram Pratap Sagar, Rajasthan, Kalpakam, Tamil Nadu, Nahora, Uttar Pradesh, Kaprapur, Gujarat, and Kaiza, Karnataka. So this is said to be a nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion, the process in which two nuclei of light elements combine to form a nucleus is called nuclear fusion. Fission, fusion. Fission, two small nucleus combine to form a heavy. Heavy nucleus split into two smaller ones. Nuclear fission. Fusion, two nuclei of light elements combine to form a heavy. It is said to be a nuclear fusion. Okay. With this we completed work energy and work energy. What is the work? Capacity to do work is said to be energy. When energy is applied, object moves certain distance, then work is said to be done. And how many types of energies? Kinetic energy, potential energy. Energy possessed by a body due to its position is said to be kinetic energy. Energy possessed by a body due to its position or shape is said to be a potential energy. Kinetic energy equation of mv square, potential energy mgh. Okay children, and the conversion of energy is converted to one form to other form, and other forms are used to generate our energy, and we'll use that energy in different forms. One form of energy is converted to other forms. And let me remind you about your classworks project children. Those who have completed up to 5 lessons, 7 lessons, submit in the school, and note that you should complete your classwork projects and before the FA3. Once FA3 starts, after 10 days you will have your FA4 and your SA1 exams, and 10th class portion also we are going to start for you. Okay, better you complete your writing parts and submit in the school. Thanks children.